Upgrade complete.
I can see how we can get in. We can get one in here. I can see how we get in two. Boom. 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 Yeah. One's not going to work at all for us. Late game, maybe we can cut that out. But we can get two to work for us.
Not enough minerals.
What we gotta do for pointage? Second, third, fourth, fifth place. Ooh, actually, maybe we won't have to wait till late game.
Upgrade complete. Additional supply depots required. Not enough minerals.
What's the tower gonna be? I like
Upgrade complete. Not enough minerals.
shotgun. Third. Yeah, shotgun. Bring on home to you. I'll bring on home to. Oh, I might as well. Let's see if we can get this to work now. There we go. Wilbur, finally. Let me check out the sink and then we will continue on.
Socks, you. I got boots and socks, and I'm bringing them home to you. Protos, pick up, shovel, bucket, boots, socks,
Additional supply depots required.
chips, Whiskey, candy, flowers, headstone, grave. I got a beer and shotgun, and I'm afraid I'm gonna do you. They grab you and beat him in the head if you don't like me.
Not enough minerals.
Always slam down your throat. Jump on a man like a dog on a bone. Like a dog on a bone. Don't be a hood ornament. Stay alert. Stay wild. Take your coat off. Take your socks off.
Upgrade complete.
Hang your head up.
Additional supply depots required.
I'll catch you next time.
Not enough minerals.
First blood.
Additional supply depots required. Not enough minerals. Upgrade complete. Upgrade complete. Additional supply depots required. Not enough minerals.
That's where I was born. Lord, one
I can't build here.
frosty morning, look away,
Additional supply depots required.
away.
Additional supply depots required.
I can't build here.
Glory, glory,
I can't build here.
glory, glory, hallelujah. His rule is marching
Not enough minerals. Unacceptable command. We are at maximum supply. Unacceptable command. We are at maximum supply. Upgrade complete.
Ah, well, I've been on mute this whole time. What's going on, the noodles? Yeah. I just noticed that. I was basically, the only thing I said is Morta's killing me. He's killed me a lot in the past. I think I've got. I think some of them. I've won against Luminous more than I have against Morta. And it doesn't look like, I said, this wave looks like it's going to be the end. The end is nigh. Yeah, his maze is way too long. I'm not going to make it past this wave. But I'll go out with Kratos and Mickey D as well. No, I've been playing less. I played. I played Saturday and today, and I played once last week. So 3 times in the last 4 weeks, basically.
Not enough minerals.
Ah, he went down here. Oh, I didn't even see that spot. Did he get both TPs in? Looks like he did get both of them in. Well, we got both of them in. I got 9 points. I didn't even think about building down here. You do the same thing? Yeah. Went on a worse spot though. What about Blackjack? You do it similar? Yeah, I guess. I just didn't see it. All of us losers didn't see it. That was a good game. I like that. Hopefully we get some more maps like that. What's going on? Let's hear about it. I found out because I'm a substitute now. I'm mostly for elementary school. Today was my first day of middle school. That the younger people like that Roblox game that you stream. What was your major? Something science related, wasn't it? I'm really liking this substitute teaching thing. I'm actually thinking about maybe doing a online master's degree. then I wouldn't have to. I could become a. You basically get your teacher's license then, and they pay. It pays really good. I mean, if you have a master's degree, it pay like $70,000 a year. That's more than enough for me. Okay. Yeah, but that's a hard one because it changes like every six months to a year. I mean, you're constantly having to go over new stuff. I mean, you're doing in like political science and stuff too, but it's a lot easier to keep up. I mean, I can't think of any other field, especially right now, that's that reinvents itself so quickly. There's just so much money spent on technology, on computer technology. It could be. I mean, that's where they're spending all the money at right now. But to be clear, I am not against AI. However, it's going to be used by the capitalists to drive down wages. I mean, just like all new technologies. They use the computerization of the workforce and all that to do the same thing. Robotics, everything. They use it to drive down wages and eliminate whole swaths of industry. But put to under socialism, AI, just like all technologies, has become a positive boom, allowing us to free up our time for better things. And I use, as people who watch me stream, you know, I use the Chat GPT all the time. That's and when I write, I use it. I mean, it just makes it a whole lot easier. I mean, I don't sit there and have it write for me, but it helps me do a lot of the research that I couldn't, or that before would take like a lot longer. Like if I'm looking up a quote, it's a lot easier to look it up through Chat GPT than it is to try and remember who wrote this. If I could remember a bit of the quote, you can pop that in, and it'll find out where it's from and stuff like that. But you can also ask it other questions that it'll give you answers to, and then it'll give you the sources that it used. So, like, if I want to know, I don't know, for instance, how many people did Microsoft lay off last year? Rather than going to Microsoft's website or going to the Department of Labor statistics, I can just pop it into ChatGPT, ask it the question, and it will give me the answer, and then it will also give me some sources for that answer, which I can easily go to and check like that. I mean, it saves me probably 10-15 minutes. Just on that one question, it saved me probably 10 minutes. And then you just multiply it on down the line for every question you have when you do any research. It's like the difference between looking shit up online or going down to the library and going through the card catalog. Yeah, but that has more to do with the capitalist system than it does with anything else. I mean, the whole way that energy is created in this society is irrational. For instance, I mean, I'm living out here in the desert. I mean, until the last 2 years, it's pretty much been sunshine 365 days of the year. Why are there not fields and fields of solar panels everywhere? The government should be putting these solar panels on top of everybody's freaking houses. There's no reason to be generating electricity in any other way out here in the middle of the freaking desert. And it could be done without harming the indigenous environment or indigenous life. Wildlife. There we go. That's the word I'm looking for. You could be putting wind turbines and what do you call it? Wave turbines in the Pacific Ocean, the Atlantic Ocean. I mean, there's just so much thing that they could be doing that they just don't do. Instead, we spend money on shit like tons of money on oil, gas, and I mean the worst kinds of energy. I mean, we're running out of water here at Lake Mead because we've been in a drought for almost 30 years. Why have they not spent some of that time building desalination plants all along the Pacific coast? Because everything's done completely irrational and in the interest of a very tiny segment of society. I guess we're going to go with a hidden map. It's not just solar, it's everything. I mean, there's just so much that can be done. It's not done, and then the money is just pissed away into the coffers of people who are already the wealthiest people who have ever walked the face of this planet Earth. He said, "No, all right, what are we gonna do? I guess this will be our killing field. I mean, we only got 21. Did it all again, I swear I do it all just the same.
Not enough minerals.
Hey, way to go. I'm sticking with my 2 cats. I've had some great experiences with female companions, but it's not
Additional supply depots required. Not enough minerals.
all of the really good ones wound up costing me a whole lot of money that I just rather not spend anymore. I just spend my money on me and my cats. See, another one of those icky things with the capitalist system. Everything is commodified, even relationships. And I swear I do it all just the same.
Not enough minerals.
But that doesn't mean I look down upon relationships. If you can find one with someone that you can make things work out with, hey, more power to you. What are our thingamabobbers here? All right.
Unacceptable command. We are at maximum supply. Upgrade complete. Not enough minerals.
So what sort of power are we gonna go for here? We got 7s and a 1. So I guess high def. Go with that high damage tower again, huh? Well, actually, charge would work. I think charge might be the way to go here. It's cheaper too, huh? No, it isn't. All right, we're gonna go with the high damage.
Upgrade complete. Not enough minerals.
One month. Yeah, I think it's been wow. The last time I was in a relationship was almost 20 years ago now. The last time I went on a date, if you don't include going out with the girl I was in a relationship last, if we don't include going out with her twice after we broke up, just and nothing happened with her, like went out for dinner. If you don't include that, the last time I was on a date was 12 years ago. Well, no, I can't say that. I went out. There was this one girl I went out with, but it wasn't really a date. It was like we're just friends hanging out together. No! No! That's not what I wanted to do! Ah, you son of a bitch! What did I do? What the hell did I do? Where did I spend my money on? The fuck? What did I do? I hit range. Oh my god! Like I needed a range upgrade. I could have used. Damn it! That was a big freaking waste. Like the last thing I needed was a range upgrade. I mean, what? I mean, there's no reason I need. I guess we could send them up here. Right. Hell yeah!
Not enough minerals.
You come in peace, well I come in war. I'm counting corpses and I ain't counting score. When
I don't make that mistake very often, though. The kind of mistake I normally make is not finishing before wave. You know, like changing my maze around and then not finishing and leaving a hole. I very rarely accidentally do the wrong mass upgrade. I mean, it happens, but very, very rarely. Alright, I guess we gotta do one of these to try and make up for it.
Not enough minerals.
Join the horde!
Well, I'm a target in a siege tank, alright. I'm not Protossing, not Zergen. You know I'm tearing up the night. Turn off the night. Turn off the night. Turn off the night. That's right. Yeah. Turn off the night. Turn off the night. Turn off the night. Long night. Long night.
What did I put? Ah! I'm gonna have to fix that. My eyes, they're just getting worse and worse, I'll tell you what.
Not enough
I'll fix that right now. The Entropians, huh? Alright, let's see if I can rush this. There we go. Problem solved.
If I leave tomorrow,
Not enough minerals.
Bam, baby. Look at that. That's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about. What's up, Perpetual? Welcome.
things just won't stay. 'Cause I'm free.
Not enough
This
minerals.
is bird now. And this bird you cannot change.
Not enough minerals.
It hasn't been on yet. Missed it. We had a really good map. This actually is not a bad map. It's just very small, so there's not a lot of amazing going on here. The last one we had 105 supply.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
But if I stayed here with you, girl, things just couldn't
Be the same.
cause I'm free as a bird now.
Perpetual has a perpetual fixation on Doctor. You didn't see Mordek. He was on here, and he wiped the floor with me, as he normally does. I mentioned, I think I've only,
Not enough minerals.
I've beaten Luminous in his prime more than I have Mordek. Oh, and who's the other one? Goatee. But I haven't seen Goatee in a while. Did he even start playing? I don't think he's played since they've done the reboot, has he? Yeah. Goatee hasn't even played since the thing. And look at that, True Alcove way down there. I think True's only gotten on a few times since the reboot. It's been a lot harder to get points since on this reboot than it was on the last one.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
Tree's in fourth. I don't know, who the hell is Bok Bok? There's a lot of people that aren't on here. I mean, like I said, Goatee didn't come on. Sky, let's see the Sky in here. Surprised Blackjack Who is not up. Oh, there he is. He's in seventh.
Big wheels keep on turning. Carry me home to see my kid. Singing songs about the South.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
Well, I heard this young said about her. Well, I heard O'Neill put her down.
I wonder if maybe I should do a. I don't know.
Southern man don't need a we all did what we could do.
Upgrade complete.
Now what I gave
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
Sweet home Alabama, where the skies are blue. Sweet home Alabama, Lord, I'm coming home to you.
There we go, Wilbur. That's what we're talking about. Bullshit. Bullshit is my daddy would say. Yeah, I'm going to next wave.
Now muscle shoulders got swollen, and getting up to pick a song or two. And Lord, they get me off
So much.
they pick me up when I'm feeling blue. Now how are you? Sweet home Alabama, where the skies are blue.
Not enough minerals.
Sweet home
Unacceptable, command. We are at maximum supply. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
Oh, there it is. It's all over but the crying now.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
I see how I can make this a lot longer. But it's going to cost a lot of blockers. So we're going to wait until we get another tower built. Once we get this third tower done, then we'll put blockers in here. We'll take this out, put blockers in here, and then we'll extend it out this way. So it's going to come in here. So they'll come out here, they'll come up here, they'll come all the way up here, around here. Then come back down here, then do this. If need be.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
I think I should do another one of these next wave, though. I don't know. We have a pretty diverse, ethnically diverse player pool here at Entropy TD.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
Actually, I'm not from Myanmar. I have the German and the hillbilly, I don't even know what to say. Hillbilly upbringing in me. My pappy was family's from the hills of Tennessee, and my mama's family is from Berlin, Germany. Although she used to tell me that her family had some Mongolian. I don't know where she got that from, but or how true that is. All right. Well, I think on the next turn.
Upgrade complete. Not
Rock and
enough
roll,
minerals.
baby. Rock and roll.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
Well, I was raised on military bases, U.S. military bases.
Upgrade complete. Upgrade complete. Upgrade complete. Upgrade complete. Not enough minerals.
Wheels keep on turning. And carry me home as soon as I can. Singing
Well, Hong Long is Red Dragon in Chinese. I adopted the name in 2013 because I found out that credit card companies were using your social media stuff to up and lower your credit scores. And since I'm a socialist, and there were job places were doing it too. So I originally tried to use Red Dragon on Facebook, but Facebook wouldn't let me use Red Dragon. So I translated it in Chinese, and so since 2013, I've been known as Hong Long on social media. And actually, most of my friends now call me Hong. So
Bellingham is up together. Now we all did what we could do. Now what I gave doesn't
Upgrade complete.
does your conscience bother you?
Not enough minerals.
Sweet home Alabama.
Not enough minerals.
Sweet home Alabama.
oh, you went the other way.
I'm coming home to you.
So I can extend this out even more here.
Upgrade complete. Upgrade complete.
And baby, know to pick a song or two.
Not enough minerals.
And Lord, it gets me off the shore.
So much. know where he's at. Where is he? I think he's sitting over on the bed. Yeah. He's I think he's sulking because I'm working now. He's not used to me being gone for 8 hours a day all the time. Or 9 hours a day, as the case may be. Actually, we don't even need to do that now.
Upgrade complete.
And I'm bringing home to you.
Upgrade complete.
Protos to you. I got a pickup and a protos. And I'm bringing home to you.
Oh, actually, it's Colossus, huh?
Bucket.
Ah, shit. Actually, you know what? We could have put another one right there, huh?
Upgrade complete.
Salsa. Chips. Whiskey. Coke. Candy. Flowers. Headstone.
Not enough minerals.
Okay, shotgun. Over you. Yeah, I think this might be it here. Might survive because of invulnerability, but then I think definitely on the next wave we got it. Unless he does some massive lengthening of his maze. Yeah, it still might be done here.
Victory!
Victory! We are victorious! Oh, he went with the trigger. Ah! Ah! A bunch of people on. All right, we're going to take a short break, and then I shall return for your gaming amusement. I have to release some water. You uninstalled it. One of the reasons I got me a new PC was the laptop. I got the laptop that I got to replace my old PC was because I couldn't play Entropy anymore. My computer kept blue screening for some reason. I still got that thing in the garage. I've been meaning to take it to I don't want to just toss it out in the trash. So I've been waiting until when I go out to the dump, but I haven't been out to the dump in a couple of years, so it's still sitting downstairs. I mean, none of the stuff in it is. The hard drive is all old stuff. I think I got that computer originally in like 2009, 2010, and then I replaced a few parts. I think I put a new hard drive in, but I don't think I put the new hard drive in until like 2013, and. What else? I think I wound up putting a new video card in there around 2014 or 15. But yeah, all that shit's so old. Potato caliber now. So there's nothing in there worth anything. But I don't want to just leave it sitting around. So waiting for an opportunity to take it out to the landfill. I think I had that computer when I was dogging it, so there's like naked pictures of me on there. So I don't want to open myself up to blackmail now that I'm a public school teacher. All right, I'll be right back. I shall return momentarily. Wasn't gone that long. Hopefully he doesn't start again with only 5 people. Ugh. Hey, have a good night, Noodles. Enjoy your night out for your month anniversary. Were these guys invited, or are they just taking a long time to load in? Well, I got me 2 new dates, so I'm off tomorrow because it's a holiday, and then I work until Friday. I got Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I got gigs. Yeah, 2 places I've been already too. Just not with the same class. 1st to 3rd graders. I'll tell you what, I originally didn't want to do elementary school, but I'm kind of liking the youngins. It's more enjoyable. It's a lot more enjoyable to teach than the older ones. The older ones that I had today, it was boring. I mean, they have an assignment they have to do. They're supposed to, keep their mouths shut, and so basically I felt like a prison warden. Nobody had any questions, so all I did was make sure that they were quiet. And yeah, that's not a lot of fun. He's still sitting over there. I tried to get him to come over here. He didn't want to. Right, horse and cat. Horse and cat, what are you doing? Hi, Baby Mo. They're both laying on my bed. Orson's I've got pillows. So my bed, the wall is here. My bed's right here. Right here. Okay, here's the wall. Here's my bed. And then right here is a window to go outside. So it goes outside, and he sits on the pillow that's right next to the window, and then he moves the curtain over so that he can look outside. And then by me Mao, he's sitting on my head pillow or laying on my head pillow. Oh, dude, I'm not gonna play with 3 people. Not even 3 people. 2 people. No fucking way. No, that's just not happening. I'm not playing with 3 people. It's just not happening. Especially when there's a bunch of people on. Just wait for them to get out of their game, dude. There's 2 people already. Blackjack Oo's on. B-Roy's on. Although he's probably waiting. Aretha's on. Nellie's just getting out of a game. See? These 2 guys just got out of a game, so there's still a game going on. Another 5-10 minutes and the lobby will fill up. Yeah, no. I would if they would let me bring them, but they won't let me bring them. Plus, he doesn't want to wear his harness. I take him just about everywhere with me if he'd wear his harness. Oh, Homong's on, huh? I haven't seen him in a while. Homong is a Homong. U.S. Homong. For those who don't know, that's one of the minorities in China. They're from a minority, I believe, from the southeastern China. Or eastern, southeastern China. Jambon. There he is! Mr. Orson! Mr. Orson Cat! Welcome! Say hi! Meow! Orson, say meow! Meow! You hear him purring? What's up, baby? Come on. Oh, the Orson Cat. Ow! So don't pick me up. No, don't bite. I don't want to be bit. I don't want to be bit. Don't bite. He's my hand biter is what he is. All right, I can deal with 6 people, but it, ugh. That looks like crap. 17, 36, 36, 23, 59, 7. No crap. Orson, stop now. 21, 4, 1. 21, 4, and 1. Looks like a Malee map to me. Oh, hell. I can't see Orson. 75.
Upgrade complete.
Dixieland.
blocked.
Away, away in Dixieland, I'll take my stand to live and die.
All right, we need to take out
For Dixieland,
that rock
that's where I was
and that rock.
early, Lord, one frosty morning. Look away,
I guess it's not a melee map.
look away, Dixieland.
Do a bomb though.
Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah.
You could do mass big splash.
Glory, glory, hallelujah. His truth is marching
First blood.
So hush, little baby, don't you cry. You know you did.
Not enough minerals.
On today.
Not enough minerals.
But all
Oh, my trouble.
my glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory,
What do we miss there? Oh, suicide. Oh, suicide. We can't do bomb then. Damn it. Shit. And we can't do splash. Well, what are we going to do then? Well, I guess we could save up for melee. Chain might work. What do we got here? Oh, not for Colossus though, huh? I guess we go with bounce.
Unacceptable command. We are at maximum supply.
Shit. I don't. What we gotta do for pointage? First place, second place. We're gonna do a bounce tower. I'm gonna put it right there. We're changing this all around here. Oh, you know what's coming now, don't you? Don't you? These people and their tiny little mazes. I don't know. You know, maybe we should go with a different tower here, like minimum range. With 11, yeah, I think we're gonna go with minimum range instead of the bounce.
Upgrade complete. Not enough
Based on the damage, I'm going to say that me and Jambo. Oh, what did he get? What happened to him? I just noticed that he left. Did you give a reason? Well, I guess because he broke a rock on top of another rock. Wasn't that big of a deal. It's not like the rock breaks are pretty cheap this way. This game. Nice. Making it easy for me. Who's this Jambon guy? What's he doing? These people and their tiny little mazes.
Quit school at 17 and I end up like being ashamed. No, not ashamed. Teacher tried to tell me, boy, you'd never get no way. I never got
Upgrade
to college,
complete.
but I sure got in their hair, but please excuse me for scribbling. I can barely
Not enough.
write mine.
Not enough minerals.
If I did it all again, I swear I'd do it all just the same. Nothing gonna change. Downgrading.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
All might be done here. And the dark half. Yeah, they're done. Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think there's any way you would have won the next one.
Not enough minerals.
If he would have waited, he would have made more points. If he would have left with the... He would have left the same time he left. No, I went with the 130 spot. I was the only one that built on the 130 spot. We are victorious, it's so glorious. All right, maybe one more game if we can. Hey, there's Mr. Talker. Marcus is in the house. Oh, you made me the host. Only three of us. Where is everybody? I see on my Facebook there's a reel from Steve Earle. I'm wondering if he's got a new album out. Ba-da-da-da-da. All right. Well, you know what? I think we're gonna have to take a break here while we wait for people to show up. What? Steve Earle? Ah, God damn it. Boom, 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 boom. Poker, poker, poker face. What is the point of this story archive on Facebook? It's just a fucking thing for me. Nobody else can see it, so what's the fucking point of having it? Well, let me put this posted here for me to look at 10 years from now. I mean, what the fuck? I just bookmark it. Why do I need to fucking archive it on Facebook? I was trying to delete a post on Facebook and it accidentally hit the archive button, so I had to go find the damn thing. Oh yeah, the government shutdown is ending because it's starting to affect the base of the Democrats and Republicans, which is the rich and upper middle classes because of the airport shutdowns. And of course, the Democrats they claimed that the reason that they weren't doing anything was because of the Affordable Care Act, and nothing's been changed. I mean, Trump caved in on that. They just agreed. Well, we'll do something about it at a future date. Yeah. Please. The Democrats were just playing along with the Republicans, allowing the Republicans to sit there and decimate the federal workforce. A lot of those guys who've been furloughed aren't going to be coming back. They play this constant good cop, bad cop bullshit. You'd think, considering the fact that, you know, really the only thing on TV are comedies and police shows, that people would understand this principle by now. Who the hell is that? Furno. I don't even recognize that name. Well, it's not looking very good. Man, it's only 10:30. Where is everybody? Capitalism is on its last legs. In every country, in every advanced. By advanced we mean imperialist country in the world. They have a government has collapsed at least once in the last 5 years, and in many cases more than once. In France, it's been 3 times just this year. In Britain, it's been literally once, on average, once a year since 2020. Australia, twice in the last 5 years? In New Zealand, twice, I believe, in the last 5 years. And yes, those oceanic countries are imperialist countries. Japan, it's collapsed, I think, 3 times in the last 5 years. Belgium, Netherlands, Italy, Spain. I think Spain might have been one of them that has escaped. Portugal. Greece isn't really an imperialist country. I would call them that, but their government's collapsed multiple times. Sweden, Norway. I'm not sure about Finland. Denmark, Germany. And then also lots of other minor countries as well. And of course, right now, Africa is in flames. There's protest movements from Madagascar all the way up to Morocco. They're either at war with one another, or there's a civil war going on, or they're trying to kick out the imperialists in the Sahel, specifically French. And a number of other countries, there have been movements by young people and workers that have tossed out governments in Thailand, in Nepal, in Sri Lanka. It's teetering on the edge. On the edge. The only thing is lacking, as Trotsky said in the 1930s and the founding document of the Fourth International states, is a crisis of leadership. as long as workers and youth turn to rotten organizations like they did in the Arab Spring, and the pseudo-left nutters who's like, whoa, we need to vote for the Muslim Brotherhood. Yeah, let's throw our support behind right-wing religious organizations because they're gonna lead working class out of this morass. No, and then it was like as soon as they came into power, it was like, oh no, we can't support them. We got to throw our support behind the military. The military is gonna help. Yeah, we all seen how that worked. I mean, anybody with a half a brain could have predicted how that was going to turn out. And they immediately put the butcher of Cairo into power. And yeah, tens of thousands have been executed as a result. Things are worse than what it was under, what was his name, Mubarak? Then they were like, "Oh, we gotta support these ISIS guys. These guys are revolutionary in Syria. We gotta support these guys. These guys are revolutionaries. Yeah. How are they revolutionaries? Well, they just are. They're revolutionaries. What's their program? Well, we don't know what their program is, but they're standing against Assad, so they're revolutionary. Well, see, that's not how it works. They're agents of the fucking CIA. We gotta support these Syriza guys. Yeah, these guys are gonna do it for us. These are Syriza is about the equivalent of the DSA here in the United States, or the Socialist Workers' Party in Britain. They weren't even Pavlovites. They're just nutters. And it was plain from the outset that they were going to offer nothing but betrayals, and they did. They got elected in the landslide, and then on a program of not kowtowing to the IMF. And as soon as they came in, they kowtowed to the IMF. Then they well, we're going to put out they put out a referendum. Should we or should we not? Thinking that everybody was going to vote for yes, go ahead and kowtow to them because they were going to be afraid of the consequences. But no, people voted in the referendum to not bow down to the IMF dictates. They said no to austerity, and Syriza implemented austerity, and then they went into coalition with the fascists. Surprise, surprise. That was one of the first, I mean, not the first, but recent firsts of this call for let's unite with the right bullshit. So yeah, as long as workers keep following these rotten organizations, and that includes the trade union leaders, there's not going to be an out. We're going to continue all along the same path. Not until they start following revolutionary order. There's only one revolutionary organization right now in the world. That's the Committee of the Fourth International. All others are just posers. They're not even posers. They're essentially right-wing organizations. They channel workers' anger back behind capitalists. This Mamdani guy, I mean, this prime example. He's already repudiated everything that he said that he was going to do in the run-up to his election. He's kept in this Tish as the chief of police, one of the most right-wing figures in New York politics. He's publicly sat there and told the billionaires, "Oh, you have nothing to worry about. Well, we're not gonna do anything to harm you." The word expropriation hasn't left the lips of this erstwhile socialist, which tells you he's nothing. of the sort. The fact that him and his party makes common cause with the Democrats and the Republicans tells you all you need to know about their socialist principles. They have none. What was that? Bernie Sanders came out last week, basically gushing with praise for Trump and his border policies, and that also translates into support for his Trump's policies of dragooning immigrants and sending them back overseas. The whole ICE Gestapo shit. Sanders is like one of the biggest pieces of shit there is out there. Didn't Julian Assange come out recently in support of the Albanese government? I mean, it just shows how I respect Assange as a journalist and everything that he's done, but it just shows how limited the petty bourgeois perspective really is. I mean, coming out in support of a government which would basically took part in keeping him in prison. Anyway. Oh, we got here we go. Here's something from Australia for you. I'll read this article here. 50 years since the Canberra coup. From Mike Head. Today marks the 50th anniversary of the November 11th, 1975 dismissal of the Australian Labor government of Prime Minister Jeff Whitlam, carried out by Governor General John Kerr, the official representative of the British monarchy. Working in close collaboration with the United Kingdom and U.S. political and intelligence establishments, Kerr utilized the reserve powers of the British royalty deliberately preserved in the colonial era 1901 Australian Constitution to remove an elected government. Under this constitution, the Governor-General has the power to appoint and dismiss ministers at his or her pleasure, prorogue, suspend, or dissolve parliaments, and is the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces. Excuse me. That he or she supposedly acts by unwritten convention on the vice of the government of the day. Exercising these powers on November 11, 1975, Kerr conducted two dismissals. The first, at 1 p.m., was to remove Whitlam as Prime Minister. The second, at 4:30 p.m., was to dissolve both houses of Parliament just after the newly installed Liberal Country Party government of Malcolm Fraser had lost a no-confidence vote in the House of Representatives by 64 votes to 54. Bum, 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 bum. In Australia, a country with purportedly stable capitalist parliamentary democracy, this entire facade was thrust aside in 1975 in response to what was, as this article reviews, a potentially revolutionary upsurge of working class struggles and a period of acute crisis of capitalism internationally. Widespread strikes and protests erupted in the lead up to the Canberra coup and in subsequent days. Kerr could not have succeeded in ousting the government without the assistance of Whitlam himself, as well as labor and trade union leaders, headed by then Australian Council of Trade Unions, ACTU, and Labour Party President Bob Hawke. Aided and abetted by the Stalinist leaders of the majority major trade unions, they all accepted the dismissal and directed workers to go back to work and maintain their rage until a new election. While troops were not mobilized against the massed opposition during the Canberra coup, the armed forces were placed on alert and would have been called out if Whitlam, his ministers, and the union bureaucrats had lost control of the strikes and demonstrations. Far from being peculiarly Australian affair or a personal aberration of Kerr himself, as it's ludicrously depicted in the corporate media, the Canberra coup can only be understood within the context of the intense class struggles taking place internationally. Ow, Orson, stop! Just keeps biting on my finger. Alright, internationally. Its political lessons are more critical than ever today as the ruling classes turn increasingly to authoritarian and fascistic forms of rule. Above all, at the very center of imperialism in the United States as they confront a new period of revolutionary upheaval. The global context, the Whitlam government's removal took place amid immense worldwide political instability that triggered ruling class fears of social revolution, including in Australia. The period from 1968 to 1975 was marked by the most convulsive uprisings of the international working class since the aftermath of World War II. Not only was U.S. imperialism facing opposition at home and internationally to its barbaric neo-colonial war in Vietnam, workers internationally were on the offensive, demanding higher wages and better conditions. In May-June 1968, France was convulsed by an indefinite general strike that brought the government of President Charles de Gaulle regime to its knees and only survived with the assistance of the Stalinist Communist Party. In Italy, a wave of strikes erupted in what became known as the Hot Autumn of 1969. In 1975, or 1970, the Social Democratic Stalinist Popular Unity Coalition Allende government was elected in Chile on the basis of a raft of populist promises to ameliorate social conditions. I have to keep coming back here to move this. In 1974, worker struggles erupted in Britain, culminating in the bringing down of the Heath Conservative government. In the same year, President Richard Nixon was forced to resign in 1974 as U.S. imperialism and its puppet government plunged toward the defeat in Vietnam in April 1975. In Europe, military and fascist dictatorships fell one after another in Portugal, Greece, and Spain from 1974 to 1976 amid mass popular opposition. These political upheavals were fueled by a deep crisis of the profit system internationally. As the post-World War II boom was coming to an end, the ability of U.S. imperialism to destabilize global capitalism based on its own overwhelming economic domination and the betrayals by Stalinists of the post-World War working class upsurge was ending. International trade and financial arrangements had been underpinned by the 1944 Bretton Woods Agreement, which made the U.S. dollar a world currency convertible to gold at the fixed rate of $35 per ounce. In August 1971, facing inflation at home and a blooming international run on gold, Nixon ended the gold backing of the U.S. dollar, destabilizing the global monetary system. That gave rise to stagflation, soaring inflation, and unemployment, intensified by the quadrupling of oil prices in 1973 and 74, and the worst worldwide recession since the Great Depression of the 1930s. Nobody else is joining. Australia was no exception to the global economic and political reverberations that was signaled by a near general strike in May 1969 that forced the release of jailed trade union leader Clary O'Shea, effectively shattering. I don't never heard of this person. Clary O'Shea, effectively shattering the decades of old anti-strike penal powers that had been invoked to imprison him for supporting stoppages by his tramway union's members. About 1 million workers from a population of 12 million. That's pretty impressive there. 1 million workers from a population of 12 million stopped work over 6 days. Despite the opposition of the official union apparatus, the ACTU, the strikes only ended when an anonymous donor paid O'Shea's union's fine, enabling union officials to claim a victory and prevent a full-scale conflict with the Liberal Country Party government that was widely hated in the working class. Not only were the anti-strike laws essentially smashed, so was the capacity of the conservative government in office since 1949 to suppress workers' struggles. In the wake of the 1969 upheaval, Hawke was installed as ACTU president with the backing of the left and Stalinist union leaders in a bid to contain the discontent with the discredited and fragile government and channel it behind the Labour Party. By the end of the 1960s, there was fear in ruling circles about the growing militancy of workers, combined with the intensifying opposition of workers and young people to the Vietnam War and the conscription of 20-year-olds that the Liberal Country Party government had imposed in 1965 as it sent troops to join the war. Vietnam moratorium protests, the first of which took place in May 1970, were the largest public demonstrations in Australia's history at the time. More than 250,000 people joined the protest across the country, with some 100,000 in Melbourne alone for the first of 3 moratorium mobilizations. The huge protests in Australia followed U.S. moratorium demonstrations in October 1969, in which more than 500,000 Americans protested in 1,200 cities and towns, and anti-war protests and were part of widespread protests internationally. Now, I'd just like to point out right now that these No Kings rallies dwarfed those protests. And I don't know, if you grew up in the 80s and the 90s, well, 70s, 80s, or the 90s, I mean, the Vietnam War protest movement was painted as like, it was an indelible imprint on American popular culture. I mean, they were all, if you look at just references in the movies, every movie that came out in that period, the anti-establishment characters were somehow involved in the anti-Vietnam War protests. And like I said, these protests were dwarfed by what's going on today. Confronted by the political radicalization, sections of the ruling class, notably including Rupert Murdoch's media outlets, strongly, although nervously, backed Whitlam's ascension in 1972 in the hope that a Labour government supported by the ACTU could contain the movement within safe parliamentary channels and to stem the growing threat to bourgeois rule. All right, well, there's still quite a bit to go. So if you want to see this article, read the rest of this. You can find it here. Melbourne, Brisbane, Canberra, Melbourne. My Aussie accent was never very good. Whoa, look at this. 88. Yeah, it's not all that great. There's Mr. Orson, Mr. Orson Cat, Mr. Orson Cat, Mr. Orson, Mr. Orson, Mr. Orson Cat. Ugh. Flat crap map, how I hate the flat crap map. Shit. Oh. Oh, look at this. This is just shit. Yeah, it's shit. The rock break, is it? This is such shit.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
Oh, maybe we should go up here, huh? So crap.
Not enough minerals. Additional supply depots required. Additional supply depots required. Additional supply depots required.
Yeah, we've spent all that time waiting for this crap, huh?
Nite. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
Not liking this at all. Not at all am I liking this.
Not enough minerals.
So you're not liking Perth, huh?
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
Rock and roll.
Is that the one on the West Coast? That's the way. I like it.
Not enough minerals.
Toss in the circuit. Perry. The one where, what was that name of that movie? Rabbit Fences? About the Aboriginal girl who was sent to a home, and she escaped and walked across the desert to get back to her home. I may be wrong there. It's been like 20 years since I've seen that film.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
I just feel robbed, you know, after waiting so long, and this is the shit map we get to play.
Not enough minerals.
I don't want no Zeus. I want my
Sam, don't go.
But if we lived in Azura, honey, you know we join the horde, yeah. Well, I'm a convict in a siege tank, alright. I'm not pro-tossing, not surging. You know I'm tearing up the night. Tearing up the night. Tearing up the night. Tearing up the night. That's right. Yeah. Tearing up the night. Tearing up the night. We're tearing up the night. Long night. Long night.
Not enough minerals. Upgrade complete. Not enough minerals.
Not enough minerals. Not enough. Not enough. Not enough minerals.
Them lights that smoke and loud, loud music. It's the only kind of life you'll means nothing to you. A house full of love and a husband.
Uh-oh, Doctor's going crazy there. He's going crazy there.
And the only home he knows, that club down the street. Them lights that smoke and loud, loud music. It's the only kind of life you'll ever understand. Them lights that smoke and loud, loud music. You'll never make a wife to a home-loving man.
Not
I'm guessing he took out the rock here.
not enough minerals.
I'm guessing he saved up and took out this rock. So he's got both of these TPs in action. Of course, that would mean his... Well, he could put his tower here.
Them lights that smoke and loud, loud you'll never make a wife to a home-loving man.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
I'm guessing Poker Face is Hamong. Yeah, took out the rock there.
enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
Let's not let a good thing die. You know, darling, no, I'd never lie to you.
Yeah, it's looking bleak. Looking very bleak.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
What to do? Oh, am I gonna die here? Ah, that's it. Same thing. All right, folks, that's it for me for the night. Unless there's a lobby, and I doubt there is. But I'm not waiting around for another 20 minutes for a game. Well, there is a lobby. All right, maybe we'll wait like 5 minutes. See if something happens there. We'll give it 5 minutes, and then we will move on. I guess we could finish this article now. Frazier, who had then surreptitiously waiting in an adjoining room in Government House when Kerr sacked Whitlam, had signed an agreement and then been sworn in as Prime Minister, conditioned on securing supply. At 1:40 p.m., Kerr's statement announcing he had terminated Whitlam's commission as Prime Minister was placed into the pigeonholes in the press gallery at Parliament House, but this was not immediately broadcast, ensuring that most of the population remained in the dark. Whitlam's own silence was critical because the blocked budget was again presented to the Senate at 2 p.m. and swiftly passed by 2:23. Backed by Labor and Liberal Country Party senators alike. The Labor members, still uninformed by Whitlam that he had been sacked, reportedly believed that the coalition had capitulated and passed the budget to end the constitutional and political crisis. 1 minute later, at 2:24, the Senate was suspended. 10 minutes later, at 2:34, having secured supply, Frazier announced to the House of Representatives that he had been commissioned as Prime Minister. At 3 p.m., Whitlam moved a no-confidence motion in Frazier's government, which passed by 3:14. With the Speaker instructed to call the Governor General and advise that he invite Whitlam to form a government. But this was too late. Kerr delayed an audience with the Speaker, Gordon Scholes, until after 4:30 p.m., which was then Kerr dissolved the Parliament for a general election to be held on December 13th. The proclamation was countersigned by Frazier. One of the High Court Justices, Mason, had advised Kerr to ignore the Speaker. Mason told Kerr that the no-confidence motion was irrelevant as he had commissioned Frazier to form a caretaker government. When Scholes finally met with Kerr just before 4:45 p.m., Kerr told him The House is in the process of being dissolved. It cannot be undone. At that very same time, the Governor General's office secretary, David Smith, stepped out on the Parliament steps to read Kerr's proclamation dissolving Parliament to a booing crowd. Whitlam's response on the Parliament steps, his much quoted "Maintain your rage" call, was directed to the campaign for the election now to be held and until polling day. In other words, Whitlam insisted that his sacking had to be accepted, and the widespread popular outrage channeled back behind re-electing a Labour government in a month's time. So they got rid of us through anti-democratic... Let's translate this. They got rid of us through anti-democratic means, but rather than protest this, we should work on just trying to get ourselves re-elected again. There is nothing so cowardly as a liberal. Fear of insurrection. Whitlam was acutely aware that the viability of the capitalist state and the parliamentary rule was at stake. Had the Labour senators voted against the budget, thereby denying Fraser supply, the Governor General, as Whitlam later stated, would have called out the armed forces. In 1978, at a Canberra dinner marking the 3rd anniversary of his dismissal, Whitlam said, "A lot of people have said, why didn't I defy him? Why didn't I tear up his dismissal letter? The answer is that this man would have called out the armed forces. There would have been a divided loyalty in the armed forces. They would not all have obeyed him, but there would have been chaos in the country." Yeah, chaos created by the monarchists. It's all right if the monarchists want to just, jettison democracy. Well, that's just fine. That's just fine. Whitlam's fear was not the mobilization of troops, but that the soldiers might not have obeyed their orders in the face of the mass opposition that such a deployment would have triggered. This would have threatened to get out of the control of the ruling class, including its political servants. Other politicians involved later made similar admissions. Speaking on his retirement from Parliament in 1983, former Liberal Party leader Billy Snedden stated, "If they, the Senate, and the House of Representatives had been sitting when the Governor General tried to dissolve, we would have got the troops to get them out of the House. We were lucky that day. There was a real fear of insurrection that day." In an article published in the Adelaide Advertiser of April 22nd, 1983, Clyde Cameron wrote, "But for the fact that Whitlam failed to tell his Senate colleagues of the government's dismissal, Fraser would not have been able to meet Kerr's supply requirement that day. He may never have got it. The upshot of that would have resulted in Australia being without a government and without supply or without a Governor General, and the stage would have been set for a civil war. These possibilities were actually considered by Kerr at the time he was planning the coup, and it is for this reason that the Commander-in-Chief of the Defence Force of Australia, the Governor General, called in the defence chiefs, conferred with the American Embassy, briefed intelligence agencies, and arranged for the armed forces to be ready for a red alert." U.S. intelligence whistleblower Christopher Boyce, who revealed CIA involvement in the Canberra coup, later stated that it was the velvet glove version of the government overthrow in Chile in 1973, which brought the Pinochet military dictatorship to power. Thousands of political opponents were killed or disappeared by the Pinochet regime, and around 30,000 tortured, according to official figures. Nevertheless, behind the so-called velvet glove of the Canberra coup stood a mailed fist of the military, and as Whitlam was to observe, the fear in the ruling class was that, amid the extreme social and political attentions of the time, not all the troops would necessarily have followed orders to violently suppress protests and strikes. Suppression of the mass movement. Despite Whitlam's call for the rage to be devoted to a Labour election campaign, the coup sparked days of mass strikes and huge protests. Tens of thousands walked off the job and joined demonstrations in the major cities, with many demanding a general strike. Thousands marched on the evening of November 11th, and many more the next day in all the capital cities. By November 14th, almost 500,000 workers went on strike, and the numbers protesting had swelled to more than 50,000. Hawke, who was both ACTU and Labour Party president, vehemently opposed calls for a general strike. Speaking to the media just hours after the dismissal, Hawke declared that while the sacking of an elected Labour government constituted the greatest provocation ever carried out against the Labour movement, we have got to show we are not going to allow this situation to snowball, and there is real possibility that it will snowball into violence. We must not substitute violence in the streets and anarchy for the processes of democracy. Processes, of course, which were completely abrogated by the bourgeoisie. Look, you guys were elected. We don't care. We don't like your policies, so we're just going to get rid of you. Of course, I am upset, but it is not just a question of a Labour government appearing to fall. My concern is about the future of this country. What has happened today could unleash forces in this country, the like of which we have never seen. We are on the edge of something quite terrible, and therefore it is important that the Australian people respond to leadership. In response, the left and Stalinist leaderships of the largest unions, such as the metal workers, maritime and construction unions, restricted strikes to one-day or half-day stoppages and appealed to their members to instead donate to Labour's election campaign, putting paid to any claim that they were actually socialists. Any organization which calls for a one-day strike or half-day strike is basically just telling you to go outside, piss in the wind. A one-day strike, a half-day strike is a joke. It's nothing. It does nothing. It's just a way of. It's just a method of letting workers let off steam and disillusion, because nothing's going to happen. Nothing's going to change. The only thing that's going to happen is that the workers are going to go with a half a day without pay or a day without pay. That's it. That's it. Nothing else is going to happen. It's a fucking joke. Anybody who ever brings up, well, let's go out on a one-day strike. Workers should just, grab that person, cover him in tar, throw feathers around him, tie him to a rail, and walk him outside of town and leave him there. Really, tarring and feathering is something that should really come back into use in the workers' movement for all these fucking assholes who promulgate these fucking stupid strategies. They're not. They're strategies for the other side. While the military was placed on alert to deal with the workers violently, if necessary, the coup's success relied above all on the collaboration of the labor and union apparatus. As they had done before Whitlam's dismissal, the labor and union leaders worked together to prevent a political general strike. They insisted that workers, while protesting angrily, should await the outcome of the new election. We got these guys elected. They took them out. So instead of going on strike and demanding their rights, let's just wait, and you guys can give us more money, and we can try again in another election. The declassified U.S. cables show how much Washington appreciated the role of Whitlam, Hawke, and the unions, and how it worked intimately with the Hawke and the other labor and union confidants. A report to Washington on November 11th welcomed the coup, saying the government general's decision brought to a head Australia's most difficult political crisis since Federation. The cable lauded the Hawke's intervention. ACTU President Hawke made an impassioned radio plea asking trade union members to remain calm and indicated that he was not inclined to dispute the position taken by the Governor General. After days of upheaval, the mass movement remained at the level of protests. The left and Stalinist communist unions leaders eventually succeeded in diverting workers back behind the Labour Party. And there's about maybe another page left. If you want to read that, the link is in the description or in the chat box there. The live chat box if you're watching the replay. Ugh. 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 Hopefully we don't have another flat crap map. It is a flat map, but maybe we can work something here. Hey, hey, hey. Oh, shit. 48, 1, 2, and we got a stun, we got a harden, we got a hug, we got a scout, we got a hold. I'm kind of liking big multi-shot here. Whoa. Chain.
Not enough minerals.
Enough minerals, minerals. Money no, minerals.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
What do we need for pointage? Second, third, fourth, fifth place.
First blood.
Additional supply depots required. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
Ugh. Well, that didn't work out good.
Upgrade complete. Not enough minerals.
What do these blockers cost? Ah, not too bad.
Upgrade complete. Not enough minerals. Additional supply depots required. Not enough minerals.
Not enough minerals, minerals, not enough minerals.
Additional supply depots required. Not enough minerals. Upgrade complete. Not enough minerals. Upgrade complete.
Tearing up the night. Tearing up the night. Tearing up the night. That's right. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that worked out very well.
Additional supply depots required.
We got our own transformer, the rough and tough like King. He can fly and it doesn't cry like that little Worcester scream.
Upgrade complete. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
Shit. Shit. Double.
Not enough minerals.
We should do better on this wave. You have a point there. Dang, Angmo's just kicking it.
Not enough minerals. Upgrade complete. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
Never paid much attention when I was a kid in school. I barely learned to read and write, but don't think I'm no fool. But when this news remember scribbling,
Upgrade complete. Not enough minerals.
quit school at 17.
Brutal.
Upgrade complete. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
Education that you can't get in no school. Please excuse me for scribbling. I can barely write my name.
Where I do it all just the same. Oh, looky there. Here's where I get crushed, though.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
Talker went out. Oh, he built the middle.
Upgrade complete. Upgrade complete. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
Ah, it's not looking good now. We might go out now. Yeah, that's it for us. We lose 11 or we gain 11? Ooh, we made 11 points. Woo! Dang, Mo went out too. Yeah, I think if I would have built, if I wouldn't have went with this here, I would have went with another chain here I would have been all right. Now it's almost midnight, so we're done for now. Oh my goodness! I had to get up at 5:30 this morning, or 5:20 this morning. I did take a nap though, so. Thanks for joining me, everybody. I appreciate it. If you haven't, please subscribe to the channel, give us a thumbs up, and if you've got some extra cash laying around, consider supporting us with a financial donation through the coffee link. Maybe we can get that Orson cam going. Tomorrow we're going to be back with the Age of Empires 4. We'll probably get through the Japanese thing tomorrow. I'm guessing during the stream. I could be wrong. I have been known to have been wrong before. I did get married once. But I'm guessing we're going to get through the Japanese, so we'll start whatever's next in the list. I think there's the Mongolians, and then there's a version of the Ottomans, another version, or the Abbasids. I can't remember. No, I'm done, man. I'm done. I'm going to bed. All right, folks. On that note, I will bid you adieu. Actually, I'm not going to go to bed. I'm probably going to sit down and watch some TV for an hour or so before I drift off to sleep. Thanks for joining me. I appreciate it. As always, Perpetual, thank you. Oh, thanks, Angmo, for joining me. Have a good night. Yeah, tomorrow, like I said, tomorrow's going to be AoE 4. Hope to see y'all then. If not, have a great rest of your week. Enjoy your Veterans Day holiday. I will. And yeah, I'm out of here. Ciao, everybody.